Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the West Ham Daily. Yes, it's not lunchtime, it's early evening. So let's give this a try, shall we? And see. I mean, we get good numbers in the lunchtime show, but let's see what happens at 6:30 when you're all about to sit down and have your dinner and getting ready for, I don't know, Coronation Street or whatever's on at this time of day. I've got no idea. I don't watch that much TV unless it's on our internet box and we get some other rubbish up. Anyway, how are you all? Season over. We're all relaxed. We're all smiling. Mind you, I think we've all been smiling all season, haven't we? What a great season it's been. And as promised, we're bringing you a West Ham Daily every day. Please forgive me. I'm not gonna tell you it's gonna be at a certain hour every day. You just have to find out for yourselves. You need to subscribe that button, hit the little bell thing, and it will tell you when we're coming on. So just a bit of update news today. One or two things to update you about with All News West Ham. And the first thing is we got our first summer signing. Yes. Thierry Nevers. He's a 19-year-old left-sided attacker, stroke striker, developed in the Reading Academy. He had 65 appearances for them, 19 goals and 2 assists. He signed a 3-year contract with West Ham United, which has got an additional 1-year add-on if all goes well. So who is he? Well, Nevers, as I've said, he's developed in the Reading youth squad, youth ranks, and he's come to the end of his contract, like an awful lot of academy players coming to the end of their contracts at the end of May, beginning of June, and West Ham have gone and snapped him up. They think he's a big prospect, a big striker prospect for the future, and they've come in before anyone else has gone in for him. Now, Nevers has said, I'm very excited to be joining West Ham United. This move is probably the biggest step in my career. I feel very excited. Oh, he did say it's the biggest step in my career so far. So he's looking to move on already. I feel very excited to see what the future holds. There's a lot of opportunity here. I'm excited. It's exciting to make that jump to a big Premier League club. We're a big Premier League club with a good historical foundation. The first team are doing well, and the academy have a good reputation of bringing players through. And he's looking forward to the preseason, and fair play to him. I'll be honest. Before today, not heard of him, but from the details that I've read about him, he's a talented prospect, and let's hope he's the first of many players coming in, not only in the academy, but also we're looking forward to the senior squad as well. And talking of which, the next link up is someone that we've spoken about before, Alex Kral, another Czech Republican, if that's what you call him, another player from the Czech Republic. The news is that we've rekindled our interest in him, and we're interested in signing him. But we have had this story a few times in the past. So for those of you who don't know him, Alex Kral, only 1 year older than Declan, defensive midfielder, currently plays for Spartak Moscow. He's made 53 appearances for them. Don't get worried about the goals. No goals, 5 assists. Very much in the mould of Declan Rice. He's a Czech Republic player. Czech Republic international, sorry. He's had 16 appearances and 2 goals for them. He did play for Slavia Prague before then, so obviously he's going to know Soufal, and obviously he's going to know Soucek. But I mean, you look at those stats and you go, oh, a player that hardly no goals, hardly any assists. 16 appearances for the Czech for his international team. Well, compare that with Decker's. 15 appearances, 1 goal for England. And the stat only 1 year younger than Kral. The stats are similar. Now, don't go thinking, please don't go thinking, just because we're going to go and sign Kral, that Declan is going. Declan ain't going anywhere. We know we need reinforcements in midfield. Another young player at 23 years of age, he could be someone that comes in and, we're going to be playing an awful lot of games next season. Cup games, the Premier League, the Europa League. We're going to go on and win that, and we need experience. Now, this guy has had experience in the Champions League. He's had experience in internationals. He's had experience in Europe, etc. So he would be a very, very good prospect. And look at that value. If that's really, really true, and I'll put a couple of question marks there. If he is only £14 million, bargain, eh? So, and talking of our Czech friends, Vladimir Soufal. We all know about him, don't we? I mean, he could be Hammer of the Year this season, couldn't he? I mean, what a credit to him. £5.4 million, people. £5.4 million he cost us. Let's not forget. And what a revelation. 28 years of age, 34 appearances for us, 7 assists. That's not bad. If only he had the faith in himself to actually shoot when he got near the 18-yard box, he probably would have had a goal or two added to that. 13 appearances for the Czech Republic, 2 goals. Why am I mentioning him? Well, there's talk about extending it, giving him a new contract at West Ham United. And goodness me, I mean, what a revelation, what a find. So he absolutely deserves an extended contract without a shadow of a doubt, or a new contract, more money, etc. I don't know what he's earning. He's probably earning about 40 grand a week. So they'll probably bump that up a few grand, 50, 60 grand a week. Boy, oh boy, he's absolutely worth every penny. I mean, when he went down in the game against Southampton at the weekend, and I don't know who it was that knocked him down. Did you see? He just went down in a bundle, and we were all worried, like, oh no, he's broken his leg or whatever. And then he just got up and he went, come on then, let's carry on playing football. And the player that fouled him had to have attention. He needed attention from the physios. What a revelation this man is. You've got to fall, you can't help but admire him. Yeah, he's come into the Premier League and he's hit the ground running, and he's been absolutely brilliant, and he deserves to have an extended contract, a renewed contract. And we've got another 3 or 4 years in that player. 28 years of age, but goodness me, he's got an engine on him, hasn't he? Another bit of news today is David Moyes is apparently nominated for Manager of the Month. Well, I think if we had our way, he would have been nominated, and he would have won Manager of the bloody season. Oh, of course, it went to Pep, didn't it? Moyes has had a fantastic season at West Ham. These are the stats. Anton put them up the other day. 38 games, 19 wins, 11 defeats. He got the team scoring 62 goals, conceded 47, 65 points, people. Our highest points tally in the Premier League. And he's been nominated for Manager of the Month. And I think he absolutely deserves it, without a shadow of a doubt. He's proven all the doubters wrong. He's proven us all wrong. He's done such an amazing job at West Ham, and I don't think it's going to be a one-season wonder. I think he's going to go on, and he's going to do it again next season, and he's going to build a team. Yeah, if we get players like Kral in, I know there are loads of other stories at the moment, but I'm only giving you the ones I saw earlier today. But we could name about 50 players that we've been linked to. We could have a 10-hour show. Who wants to do a 10-hour show on this channel? Unless you watch Monday nights. So yeah, he deserves it. He's actually proven all the doubters wrong. He's been absolutely fantastic. Going back to Declan, of course, we've heard today that some of the stories were that 2 West Ham players have been drafted into the preliminary squad for England. I'd say it's 1 player at the moment. until we sign Lingard on a permanent. Declan Rice, England's stalwart now, isn't he? It's amazing he's only made 15 appearances for England. You kind of think that he's been there forever. So he's been drafted into the preliminary squad. Oops, sorry about that. Of course, Lingard as well has been drafted in, but Lingard's gone back to being a Man United player, isn't he? Well, certainly at the end of this week, he will be. But fair play. Well done, Declan. I mean, England wouldn't be England without him, really. And if he doesn't start in every game, there'll be something drastically wrong with Southgate in his selection criteria. And finally, in this very short evening show, get your passports ready. Not that you need them for Celtic, for Scotland, but we're going up to visit Anton up in Scotland because on Saturday, the 24th of July at 3 p.m, we play Celtic in a pre-season friendly. We talked about it a few weeks ago, but the date wasn't confirmed. It's been announced today. We're going up to Celtic. We're going up to Scotland. And yeah, we'll all meet Anton. And he said the first drink and first round's on him. So that's not bad for a Scot, is it? These shows will be brief roundups. Sometimes the show will be about one player, about a transfer story, and sometimes they might just be a roundup of everything that's happening in our little West Ham bubble. So let's have a look at a few comments before we shoot off, shall we? Dave Trevitt, Brady out. Evening, guys. Just wanted to say a big thank you for the last 18 months. I've had to shield for most of that time, so you definitely helped me through it. Stell's Weekly, a tough watch at times, but bless him. Thank you very much. And mate, you didn't have to do that, but thanks, Dave. I hope you're well, mate. I hope you have a good summer and everything, and stay with us. We'll keep you entertained throughout the summer as well. Good afternoon, Mark. I hope you're well. Thank you for joining, mate. Good afternoon, James. Good day to you, Stu 77. Hello, mate. Irish Tommy. Good evening to you, mate. I hope you're well as well. Need to get you on and chat about the end of. I'm gonna do a show in a few weeks, maybe next week, maybe next Monday night, where I'm going to get people on. I don't know if I asked this in my show last night. Forgive me if I know I did ask it. And for those of you who didn't watch the show last night, I want people to come on and give me 5 minutes and tell me what their highlight of the season has been. It could be a goal, it could be a player, it could be a particular game, or whatever it may be. If you're interested, email us on where is it? I'll give you the email address. I can never find it. It's Irons United. There you go. Email us at ironsunited1980@gmail.com and tell us that, if you'd like to come on, tell us what you'd like to, what your highlight is, and we'll get some images ready and you can chat through it. And Tommy, if you're available next Monday, let me know, and we'll have you on as well. Good evening, Mark Ratchford. So good, so good. Hey, all. I mean, we're all happy people, aren't we? Good evening, Caden. Thank you for joining us again, mate. I hope you're well. Richard, come on, you irons. Richard McKellows. Good evening, Reese. How are you, mate? Sean Pegg. I don't know if that's a name I've seen before, but welcome, Sean. I hope you're well, and thanks for joining. Good afternoon. Good evening, Marcus. I hope you're well. Yanka, all the names here. Brian Allen. Hello, mate. How are you? I hope you're well. Good evening, Daniela. Oh, God, we're all happy. God, we all must have finished work early today. What's going on? Quattro, hello, mate. Morning to you. What's the weather like over there? You're going to piss me off, aren't you? Go on. Summer break from college for me. Quattro, how old are you? Summer break from college. Trev, hello, mate. How are you? Evening to you as well. Oh, Mark Alexandra, leftover Ruby from last night. Dinner, no problem today. Actually, that can be quite nice the day after, can't it? Absolutely. Good evening, Dan B. How are you, mate? Reese, I'm only listening for the meantime. I'll track properly later. Fair enough, mate. I never understand you, Reese. You are an odd one. Caden, no worries, all good in Hammer Heaven. It's always good. I mean, come on, people. What a season. What a season. Neil, how would you like to come on and have a little natter about West Ham? Let me know, mate. I would love to do a live link. I wonder how that will work. A live link with you from South Australia at 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever it might be when I put the show on. If you fancy that, Neil, let us know. Glenn, hello, mate. Glenn Marshall, I hope you're well. Trev, I used to work at the Majeski Stadium. Lots of talented players there. Not all of them will fulfill their potential. Sadly, glad we picked up Thierry. He is meant to be a talent, absolutely. But it's quite interesting because McAvenny came on. You saw him on our show at the weekend. He was a little bit disappointed. Not disappointed that we've got, a young guy in, but I think it's disappointed saying, we should be developing our own youth, etc., etc. I guess it's the nature, isn't it? You got to look around. You've got to find the best young talent and nurture them, and hope they go on to better things for West Ham. Mark, morning Neil, the man that he never sleeps, does he? Daniela. Did people catch Moyes on Talk Sport? It was a great interview. I didn't, unfortunately. So many things to catch up on. I still want to hear the Mark Noble interview on that podcast, etc., etc. Loads of things. Epic. This geezer is older than Soucek. If he's not good enough for Reading first team, he's most certainly not good enough for West Ham. But his contract ended. Epic. So it's not that he's not good enough. I think he's decided to make the move. When you get off, with the greatest of respect to Reading and other teams like that, if a Premier League team comes in for you and looks at offering you a contract, come on, there must be something there. So let's wait. Let's not think he's not that good just yet. Let's see what happens. Mark Ratchford, Neil, yeah, you're a diehard at that hour. Absolutely. Irish Tommy, I never get excited about these signings. Seen it 100 times before. Very rarely works. He'll be sold within 2 years without a single first team. Don't know. Let's give the boy a chance. But I get what you're saying. We do. It does happen. We've got a couple of our own youngsters who are. We've been talking about them on and on. I still think Odobeko will probably go out on loan next season. I think he'll come back. He'll be a cracking player. I'm convinced of it. Jamal Baptiste, who I mentioned yesterday, was drafted into the England under-19 squad. Central defender. Ajibola Alese, who was out on loan at Cambridge some of last season. He signed an extended contract to 2023. We've got one or two players coming in, but I know what you mean, Irish Tommy. I know what you mean. Sometimes we get these prospects in and it comes to nothing. But if you don't try, you never know. You might have another, I don't know, you might have another Marcus Rashford on your hands or something like that. Good evening, Gary. I hope you're well. Thanks for joining, mate. Who else have we got here? Neil, hi Mark. I've only just woken up from about a 2-hour doze, mate. You do never sleep. You never sleep. Mark wants Kral and Soucek, no Seema. I don't know. I don't know enough about Soucek and enough about Seema, but we'll have to do a special on them and find out how different they are in terms of the style of play, etc. Mark again, Kral, same as Declan, started as defender, moved to defensive midfield. I didn't know that. So that's a good shout. WMP, Stel, can you say I'll be back? I'll be back. Why? What happened? Apart from did you notice I'm not put my screen up today. I don't want it to fall down again. But I've worked out a way of keeping it. It's all going to work out for the new season. Gary, we can't afford not to have a replacement in case Rice and Soucek do get injured. I think it makes perfect sense to have a player that like Kral coming in without a shadow of a doubt. John Hicks, hello mate. What about Lingard? What's happening about him? Early days yet. An awful lot of stories. What I would always say to you is do not listen too much to all the stories that are out there. You're going to get 1,000,001 stories about the players. Apparently the latest is that Jesse's going to be him and Martial are going to be in a swap deal for Harry Kane. I mean, come on. We'll hear all of this, and I did say in my show last night that I think Lingard is likely to want to have a say as to where he goes next season. I don't think he's going to want to be used as a pawn just to sign other players. There's also about bringing in the young boy from Germany, Sancho, a swap deal in that, etc. I just don't think it's going to happen. Kev, I think Lingard will sign. I actually really do. Kevin Berrin, I'm very well, mate. I hope you are too. Daniela, you're right. Still, don't forget the World Cup qualifiers. Rice is going to have a lot of games next year. Absolutely. We need strength in depth now. We've all been saying it. There's a lot of us have been saying we need 5 or 6 players. We know that's not likely to happen. But if we get a keeper, get a midfielder in, probably a left back and a striker, that might be our lot. Who knows? James, absolutely agree on a Soufal extension or a better deal, whatever it's going to be. He absolutely deserved Hammer of the Year. I mean, God, he's got to be up there, hasn't he? Quattro checks are proper players. Never go down too easy and never stay down crying in pain. Unless it's, I mean, we compare him to. Oh God, I don't want to say his name. The guy from Aston Villa. You know the way he goes down like a sack of potatoes. Wolf, hello mate. Unbelievable. Moyes still hasn't won Manager of the Month. Surely this one will go to him. If it doesn't, there's something wrong. He should have had Manager of the Season, to be honest with you. What else have we got? Mark, Abraham, Klozek, Kral, Maximovic, Johnston. Happy days if we can pull that off. Interesting. Goalie there. Maximovic, central defender, Kral, holding midfielder, Klozek, a striker, Abraham, another striker. You're looking at roughly, what are you looking at? 25, 50, 65. Maximovic is free, 65, 75. You're looking at about £80 million there. That's not a bad shout. You're looking at about 80 million. And we know that Moyes has apparently got that there or thereabouts. I said it last night, about a £50 million base, give or take, and plus whatever he sells. And now that we've finished higher than expected, there could be even more money available to him. But we also know David Moyes doesn't like spending the money. But that's a good shout. Maximovic, it's all right. Yeah. Good shout. You're looking at about 80 odd million there. Yeah. Glenn Marshall, Pep is a joke. 26 players, nearly every player was bought for 50, 60 million. Anyone will win the Premier League with that. I totally agree. That's why I think Moyes is being overlooked. It's not right, is it? Hammer Mulder, morning from Southern California, my bubble mate. Still no rain for 80 days. Someone had to do it, didn't they? I hope it pisses down over there. I hope you're well, Hammer Moda. Vanish PK. Hi all, congrats with the great season. Checkmates rules the Premier League and Hammers goes to Europe. Greetings from Slovakia. Welcome, Vanish PK, and I hope you're well. Alex Kral means king equals a great signing. A tower in midfield, go for him. Well, you know, there's stories out today, Vanish, that apparently we are going for him. Steve Jones, evening Stel, evening to you. Good work, info fella. Mate, it's just I skim. You know, I'll tell you that there's a lot more. If what we'll do, we used to do all the transfer shows in the summer of last year and also in the winter transfer window. And when we start picking out specific players, when there's a proper rumor about them, you know, we'll go into even more detail about those players. Kept me awake till late, although eyes rolling back in the head. Was that last night? Think we need to pick out these potential gems. I agree. You know, and I think I kind of agree with what Irish Tommy said. There's a lot of players that come into the youth squad, and you kind of don't hear from them again. But if you don't try, you're never going to know how good these players are going to be. And then when it comes to the senior squad, of course, you know, Moyes has said it. He wants young players. He wants young, hungry players. Alex Kral. I thought Alex Kral was actually a lot older. I was really surprised when I looked at his photos, and I thought, what, 23? Are you sure about that? You know, I kept looking. I'm thinking, I don't know. He looks a bit older. Maybe it's me. I don't know. But yeah, talent, and he would be a good one to get. Actually, I really do think so. What else have we got here? First round WMP when we go to Scotland. First round on Anton, and the second one, and the third. It's cheap beer up there in Scotland, isn't it? You know, they only pay 50p a pint or something like that. You can get several rounds in. Gary, anyone should be buying all the Hammers fans a pint. Anton should be buying all the Hammers fans. Well, yeah, he's a Kilmarnock fan, so he should be buying us all a pint. Good morning to you, Sean. I hope you're well. Thanks for the email. I will get round to it. I promise you, mate, I will get round to it. Vinay, just got my first Pfizer jab. I hope you're feeling well. I've got my second one coming up on Thursday. James Bond, maybe Irons United can play Kilmarnock while we're up there. Oh, we should get an Irons United team out. Irish Tommy would love to come on still, mate. Count me in. Brilliant. Mate, message us, okay? Oh, no, you've got... Anton's spoken to you on Twitter, hasn't he? So we'll find a way of contacting him and we'll get that sorted. Kevin Bering, is Anton still? Oh, I had a photo. I forgot to load it. I'm going to have to show you this. Anton's been kicked out of his little cupboard under the stairs, and I'll tell you for why. Where is it? Hang on a minute, people. I'll tell you for why. I don't know if you can see that. The cat. there's a cat that's taken over his mantle. You see that that's a little home for a cat under the stairs. So Anton has been kicked out, and the cat has replaced him. Anyway, let's move on. James Manfield, good evening to you, mate. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're well. Michael Jones, hello to you. I hope you're well as well. Liam Dabbs, out of all the transfer rumours, which one would you want to be true? Ooh, good question. Um, I like Kral. I think we need a central midfielder. I wouldn't mind that to be true. Johnston, he's just been picked for the England squad, hasn't he? The extended squad, the preliminary squad. Johnston, the goalie. Maybe I've done him a disservice because I was only sort of when I talked about him in the show in my show last night. I said I wasn't that impressed by him, but maybe Johnson. We need a keeper. Um, I'm not going for big names. I don't care much for Tammy Abrahams, to be honest with you. Um, yeah, maybe for now. For now, well, of course, I want Lingard to sign. I think he will. You know, he will be as good as what he was when he first started with us. Lingard and Kral for now, and Johnston. How about that? How about those three? Uh, there's so many players that are being rumoured. It's really difficult to know what is true and what's not. We're going to try and get, when we do the shows for you, we're going to try and go through not do the crap and try and focus on the ones that really feel like they have some substance to them. But sorry, three. I cheated there, didn't I, Liam? Let's go for Kral for now because it seems to be the one that might be on our radar. Let's scroll down a bit. Gary, I like listening to Irish Tommy. Speaks a lot of sense. He absolutely does. Good guest he is. He knows his stuff. He doesn't mind being a bit controversial as well, which is also good for a laugh. Liam, in the friendly against Celtic, do you reckon Moyes will experiment with? Well, that's what the friendlies are for, and that's what he did in pre-season before this season. He took a few youngsters with him. They played in games, to see how they might fare. So yeah, absolutely, without a doubt, he'll use the friendlies in order to sort of have another look at some of the under 23s and see where we might be able to save some money instead of going out and buying a player. There was a comment about Maximovic coming in, or being a rumor. But if he's got 3 or 4 young central defenders that might just make it, in terms of being the fourth choice. And let's not forget, Winston Reid is coming back as well. We've got to see what happens with his contract too. Martin, nice. We're playing Celtic in July. That would be nice if we're allowed to go to it. Sean Hlozek's been picked for the Czech Euro squad. Yeah, I need to sort of catch up on him and see what he's really like. Gary, Irish Tommy to Gary, money's in the post. Yannick, when will tickets for Celtic be? Oh, I don't know, mate. It was only announced today. We don't even know if we're allowed to go to anything like this, and I think it'll be a while yet. I think it'll be a few weeks yet. I think we've got to see what the announcements are going to be with the government here and what's going to happen in Scotland as well. Let's not forget they're on sort of they're doing things a bit differently in Scotland. So in terms of lockdown or no more lockdown or whatever, etc. So I think they're going to wait probably, I would say probably not till mid to the end of June before anything's announced for that, mate. Glenn Marshall, that's how we got Declan. Chelsea didn't want him. It can work sometimes. Good point. Absolutely good point. Any word on Anderson yet? Well, we know that his time at Porto has now ended. He's still a West Ham player. My gut tells me you didn't watch the show last night because I talked about him last night, you cheeky git. My gut tells me that he will be sold. He's in his last year of his contract, so it's quite likely that we will get Moyes will probably let him go. I still think there's a player in there, but I just kind of don't think Moyes fancies him, and I think he'll try and get some money for him. James Mansfield, Moyes' interview on TalkSport is on YouTube. I'm going to watch that. Definitely watch that. Nikos, Yasu Nikos Panayotou, how are you, mate? I hope you're well. Thank you for joining. Kevin, great show star. Enjoy the banter between you and Anton. It's not banter. I mean it. I don't like him. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let's scroll down. Yannick, do you know when to? Oh, asked me that already. James, could we say Declan was a similar deal as the lad we signed today? I've not, be honest with you. I genuinely don't know. I won't lie to you. I genuinely don't know much about this boy. I've just been told that he's a great prospect, but as Irish Tommy has suggested, sometimes we always hear about these great prospects, and sometimes nothing comes of it. So I can't tell you how good he is, but the fact that West Ham have gone in, have done, his contract was about to end with Reading, so West Ham have got in there and they've signed him first, and the story is that he is a great prospect. So let's see what happens. So I can't tell you hand on heart that he's gonna make the grade, but as other people have said, you got to try, and you never know what will happen. Mark Alexandra, some work, didn't we nick Defoe from? We certainly did. We actually did. Yeah, very true. Kevin, does Anton go into the cupboard when West Ham? No, he goes in the cupboard when his wife's upset with him, which is usually every day. Martin, the new geezer played 9 years for Reading. There you go, 9 years. So he was a Reading youth development. Lawrence, Sully going to hate paying for the team to travel abroad. It's going to have no choice. Ironclad, have you seen the Slavia Prague West Ham t-shirts? No, I have not. Oh, I'm going to look into that. Thank you for letting us know. If you've got a link, put the link up. Sean, Thierry Nevers has just come back from a serious injury. I'm assuming we know what we're doing. I didn't know that either. So there you go. Yannick, you've asked me 3 times. I don't know. Ask me again in about middle of June. But thank you for engaging, Yannick. I appreciate it. Steve Jones, better deals for Rice, Soucek, as well as Soufal. Reward key players for hard work. The Rice deal was always on the cards if it's not already happened. Soucek, yeah, he's the one I'm afraid of losing. I'm afraid of losing Soucek. But like I said last night in the show, what someone asked me, what value would you put on Soucek? And I said 80 million just to put the other teams off. But if someone then turns around and goes, all right, then we'll give you 80 million, you got to go, all right, then we'll take it. But I don't, Soucek is the one I'm worried about losing, because Declan ain't going. Gary, what do you think of the story? £70 million without any sales? Don't believe it. No, I don't believe it. I think it's more likely to be about 40-50 million pounds, as I said last night, and then sales on top. So I reckon Moyes will have an 80 million pound kitty. The only thing is, I'm not so sure that Moyes will spend the whole £80 million. That's the thing. But the thing is, if he doesn't spend it, we're all going to blame the board for not giving the money when he actually has got the money. He will have the money available. Mark Ratchford, bigger budget for finishing 6th and European money. Happy days. Absolutely. The budget has gone up. Ironclad, 3 West Ham goals and match of the day, goal of the season, and none made the top 3. Is that a surprise? What happens when the fans are the judges? Yeah, the more fans, the more votes. And Spurs, the only thing they've won this season was goal of the season. They had to do that, didn't they? Rob Fruin, hello, mate. Lingard would be massive. I got a good feeling about Lingard. I got a very good feeling. Sean, Alex Kral turned 23 last week. Exactly. Same age as Declan, same style, similar sort of style, etc., etc. I mean, can you imagine him, Soucek, and Soucek and Declan in the middle of the park? Wouldn't get through us, would we? Henry Richards, what about Silva? Is he going to come back? Yeah, Xande Silva, his loan spell at Aris Thessaloniki ended. The Greek season ended, I think, last weekend. So he's on his way back, but he's also in. Oh, actually, no, he might have two years left in his contract. I might be wrong, but it's another one of those, will he stay? Does Moyes fancy him? Does Moyes think he's good enough? Because he's now 24 years of age, so he's no longer, he's too old for the under 23s. And if he's going to make it, it's going to have to be now. He might just be another player that might go. He's had a decent season, not bad season for Aris Thessaloniki. He's done all right. He hasn't sort of like, torn up any trees or anything, but he needed a season because he's been he wasn't injured. He's been off. He was off for an awful long time with a serious illness, and this is the one. This is the first full season he's had on loan for something like about 2 seasons, two or 3 seasons. But we'll see what happens when he comes back. Let's scroll down. Reese, I was going to say I'm 24, and you think I look 13. You look 12 actually, Reese. Nikos, what about Ings? Well, it's interesting because we spoke about Danny Ings with our guests on the preview, the Southampton guest on the preview, and he said Danny Ings, he's a Southampton man through and through, 28 years of age. I don't think he'd want to leave, but he's a decent player, and I think he might fit in with in the West Ham setup. But I don't think Southampton will want to let him go, and I don't think Ings will want to go either. Lawrence, Anderson should be too embarrassed to take his full weight. I've talked about Anderson before, Lawrence, and he's had a lot of problems, problems off the pitch, which must have affected his game. I still think there's a player there, but I know a lot of people don't rate him, etc. But all of a sudden, you don't go from being a good player when we signed him. And his first season with us was amazing, and then his form dipped. But his form dipped at the same time as things were going on off the pitch. And sometimes you can't help your luck. Sometimes you can't help what happens in your life. And Anderson, I think, is. I would have liked, and the irony for me is I think Anderson would have complimented us this season, but he was sent out on loan instead. I think his time is up for us. If Moyes can get 10 million for him or there or thereabouts, he will go. Mark, hello, mate. I hope you're well. Good evening to you. Caught up on the night show today. Anton said he might get a caravan and park it outside his house. He has gone full partridge. Oh dear. When he said that, I thought, what are you talking about, mate? Get a bloody caravan. Basically, this man, Anton, he's got an attic in his house. All he's got to do is sort it out. It's a massive place, massive. But then instead, because he can't be bothered to climb up and down the step ladders, he decides to go under his stairs. A little cupboard under his stairs. Who's to blame? He's got himself to blame. And then he's talking about buying a bloody caravan. I mean, the man, I don't know. I can't make him out. Baghead FC. Hello, mate. Johnson and Matthias Pereira for Anderson. Pereira was good, I must admit. And Johnson, I'll give him benefit of the doubt. He's made the England squad today, so I'll give him benefit of the doubt. Andrew Fielding. Don't need the Albanian exchange rate anymore, thank you. I know, and I made a mistake because apparently that was the European Conference League final. It's going to be in Albania next year. And then when we made it for the Europa League, I said, it's going to be in Budapest. But no, it's going to be in Seville. That's why the theme of my show last night was Seville. But it was meant to be in Seville last year, but they moved it. So they moved Seville to next year, and then it's Budapest the year after. So there you go. Yeah, and we don't need to go to Albania, and we don't need to wear our bulletproof vests. Mark Alexander, an article pointed out how many West Ham posts Kral has recently liked. There you go. You could be a little sign there. Could be a little sign. Daniela, I would prefer Bamford over Tammy. In all honesty, I would prefer neither. Tammy's all right, but I kind of think we could get a better striker from maybe would Leeds sell Bamford? I'm not sure that they would, to be honest with you. Let's scroll down a bit more. Soy Squad. Hello, mate. United gives you the option of buying Lingard for 28 million tomorrow. If you say no, we never see him again. Yes or no? 28 million is too much, and Moyes will probably say no. Gary, all these names being linked with us, we should take it with a pinch. Exactly. It's what I've been trying to educate you guys to hear. In all honesty, do not believe everything you hear. Declan's going to Man U. Declan's going to Chelsea. Lingard's going to Tottenham. Kane is going to Man U, etc., etc., etc. Now, Kane might be going to Man U, but I don't care. But when you hear these stories, you've got to take them with a massive pinch of salt because, newspapers have got to fill their columns. Social media has got to fill their columns, and everyone feeds off each other. So when one story goes out somewhere, all of a sudden you've seen the same story. The reason why people start to believe it is because you hear the same rubbish story going out everywhere. So someone goes, oh, Declan's going to go to Man U, and then someone else writes, oh yeah, Declan's going to Man U, and someone else writes it, and someone else writes it, and then when 4 or 5 columns are saying the same thing, you all of a sudden start to believe the fake news, the fake gossip that's out there. I always say to you, as you said, Gary, take it all with a pinch of salt, mate. So Soy asked 28 million, would you buy him? Lily said yes. I think 28 million is a lot. I think we pay 15 plus add-ons for up to 5 million add-ons for Lingard, and I would say that would be about the right deal. Let's not forget he's in his last year of his contract. Irish Tommy, please tell me there's no VAR. VAR, I'm guessing TV at the Euros that will ruin the tournament. I hope not, but I bet you there will be. And I bet there's going to be a lot of controversy, mate. You can see it now, can't you? Irish, they're going to use VAR. There you go. Ironclad, they're going to use VAR at the Euros. There you go. It's going to be awful. Daniela, enjoy your Zoom meeting and thank you for joining us. Mark, Irish Tommy didn't think of that. That would, it will ruin it. It will ruin it. Have a great night, you as well, Daniela. Thanks for joining. Irish Thomas, still, you appear to have broken into some form of gibberish there for a second. Must have been a technical glitch. What did I say? I normally talk crap, mate. Come on, you know that. You know I do. I don't know why I say so much that I forget what I've said in the show. Kevin, Anton's cat must be a Spurs supporter gone in. That's not Anton's cat, by the way. It was just something I actually saw on Facebook, and I thought it was hilarious. So I made that bit up about Anton's cat taking over Anton's studio under the stairs. Maka, what's your problem with Masuaku? Look. I think Masuaku's probably had his best season in a West Ham shirt this season until he had to go off and get his knee surgery. The problem with Masuaku has been, for me, is that there's an awful lot of glitz, but not an awful lot of glamour. Masuaku is the type of player that flatters to deceive. He's got it in him to be a great player, but unfortunately, he doesn't always deliver. And if you look at his stats over the years that he's been at West Ham, I don't think you'll be that surprised to see not many assists and not many goals. Now, we already know that he's not a defender, but he was bought as a defender. When he played in Greece, he was a left back. Now, Masuaku is absolutely better off going forward as a wing back. I totally agree with that. But there's not a lot of end product with Masuaku. And people think because Masuaku can do a step over or two, because he can flick it over to Spurs players and carry on with the ball, etc., people think that there's an awful lot of end product. Have a look at his stats. I wish he frustrates. The reason why I'm always on Masuaku's back is because he frustrates me. He should be a lot better than what he is. There should be an awful lot more end product than what he's given us. And he's been with us for a while now. I think it's 5 seasons. Have a look at his stats, and you'll see what I mean. Irish Tommy, weren't Barcelona sniffing around Soucek? They were, and so apparently were Bayern Munich. But Barcelona have got no money. Barcelona have got no money. Gary, Soucek loves London. Absolutely. I don't think he's going. I'm not saying he will be. Mark doesn't think there are any problems with Ratchford. I've just reeled off a few. So sorry about that, Mark. Sean might have been buying. Yeah, buying. Absolutely. Gary, was that an own goal when against West Brom? It was an own goal. Absolutely, unfortunately. Irish Tommy, Moyes will spend a few million on an iron brew on tap at the training ground and a few new kilts. Adam Bruin, as a Leicester fan, I hope you kick on like us after we won the league in 2016. My question is, do you think West Ham will continue to compete for the top 6 in the next 3 years? With Moyes, yes. Apparently, Moyes is going to be offered an extended 2-year deal. I'm surprised. Why is it not longer? But okay, 2 years. Okay. So I think it's going to be next season is going to be really interesting, Adam. And by the way, condolences to you guys for not making the Champions League. I'll be honest with you. I wanted you to make it. I really did, Adam. And I was gutted for you that you didn't. Will we kick on? Yes. Under David Moyes, I truly believe that we will. He's going to be very frugal in the transfer market. He's not going to go out and buy 6 or 7 players. He's going to probably buy 3 or 4 maybe. Does that include Lingard? I don't know. If let's say 4+ Lingard, let's say, but he's going to buy players very carefully who are going to fit into a system. He's going to make sure that we've got a deep enough squad to compete in the Premier League and also to have a go in the Europa League. We're not expecting to go far in the Europa League, but you know what? With only 32 teams in the group stages, you never know. You never know. So yes, I do think we're gonna carry on from where we left off this season, because David Moyes has converted me. He's made me honestly believe. He's made me go. I'm it's incredible what he's done, with a small squad, and the fact that he's going to probably add 3 or 4 players to that small squad and keep them tight knit. And he said it in his he said it in I was at the game on Sunday, and he said about, he said it, this is a squad effort, it's a team. He doesn't look at the first 11 players he puts out on the pitch. He's got 18, 19, 20 outfield players that he's going to use, and and I've said this throughout the season as well. He's used the squad in a way that you look at an American football coach using them. He picks certain players for certain types of games because he knows they're likely to deliver against, he'll pick a different team. He might pick a back five against the likes of Liverpool, etc. We don't like it. It doesn't work because we still concede. But, his mindset is, I've got certain players that will play in certain games that I think they'll deliver for me. So yeah, because of that, I think we will crack on and we'll have another go in the next season. And by doing that and staying in the top 6, hopefully, and that means more money to invest in better players. So yeah, it's just what you guys have done, and all credit to you guys. I have to admit, Leicester is the platform that we should be aspiring to. Andrew, Tottenham's booked an open bus to celebrate winning goal. Ironclad, Southgate couldn't pick his big nose, let alone a squad. One said he picked players in form and selects Rashford and Sterling, but not Bamford or Creswell. Well, I get you. Creswell, yeah. I would have liked Creswell to have gone to the Euros, but he's not been. You knew it was on the cards that he wouldn't be picked because he's not been picked for any squads throughout the season. Rashford and Sterling, I kind of don't see. I think they are the right players for England, to be honest. But I get your point. Bamford's been knocking them in, but he hasn't been selected. So I get your point. Baghead FC, Johnson and Matthias Pereira for Lipan. Some of you guys are repeating yourselves just in case I don't mention you. Maka, I don't think anyone from our first 11 will be leaving. They all seem to love it too much. Very good chemistry. I think they would give it a season Europe. I agree. I totally agree. I really don't think, unless someone comes in with bagfuls of money, I don't see any of our big players leaving, to be honest. Let's scroll down a bit. Chris Merlo, hello mate. Coop Miners from AZ and Sorrow from Celtic from midfield. Seamer and Hoslet striker. Good shouts. Mark Ratchford, good shout, Adam. What did Adam say? See, that's how much I quickly forget. Things are going well under Moyes, and we should stay in the top 10 or better. See in Europe. I'm being greedy. I want us to stay in the top 6, or at the very, very least, top 8 next season. Dave Luxon, good evening, mate. I hope you're well. Alex Kral, heard a rumor we're one of 5 interested in his signature. 30 million. Too much. Looks like David Luiz, Leicester Twin. You've obviously joined us a little bit late, so let's put that up there for you, mate. Let's get your comment off so you can see. We think it's around about 14-15 million rather than 30 million. Defensive midfielder, 23 years of age, 53 appearances for Spartak Moscow. No goals, 5 assists, but don't worry about the no goals. He's a defensive midfielder. Declan's only scored what 1 or 2 for us this season. Czech Republic international, 16 appearances, 2 goals. So yes, mate, absolutely agree. He would be a good signing if we get him. Absolutely agree. What else have we got? Irish Tommy, there's an argument to be made that we shouldn't sell anyone and only add to the squad with whatever funds Moyes has. We need numbers. We need numbers next season. Absolutely agree. But there are a few, mate, that haven't hardly played this season. So let's rattle them through. Winston Reid, you could see him go, and he's not played a game for us this season. But Balbuena's gone already. Who else we got? Yarmolenko. He's played 3 or 4 games, 5 games for us. Been out all season. You probably see him going. Lanzini might go. He's hardly played for us, although Moyes has said he wants to keep him. And there's several other players like that. Fredericks maybe. Darren Randolph. If we get a new keeper, Randolph is likely to go. So I think he will. I think you'll probably see about 6 or 7 players leaving, probably. But they're 5, 6, 7 players that haven't necessarily contributed that much or anything to the season that's just gone. So I agree with you. We do need to build on the squad we have, but I reckon Moyes has got in his head. He's got about, I don't know, 15, 16 players in his head that have played most of the games this season, and he's going to go, right, that's who I'm going to build on. Let's bring in another 3 or 4 on top of those players, and sort of cut out all the players that haven't really contributed. Reese, I was on about when you said about the player looking older. You're not good with ages. I'm not good with ages, but you still look 12. Trev, 100% for Matthias Pereira. Would love to see him at our club. He was good. He looked really good. GP, more anti-Anton from Stel, bad form. He can take it. Revo, 85 million before sales? No way. I reckon it'll be about 85 million including sales. Ironclad, great photo on social media of Soucek, his wife, and holding a very young daughter. The little one is doing the cross. Brilliant. I haven't seen that. Fantastic. Good evening, Hammerette. How are you? I'll be watching this later as I can't stop, but I'm liking the new signing, Nevers. Thank you for that. I hope you're well, Hammerette. Mark Ratchford, getting into Europe is a good thing. Squad rotation, confident we'll sign decent players. Have every faith, and Moyes has turned me round completely with the players he signed. I haven't even complained lately about the formation or about the style of play or anything like that. David, I hope you watch this one day. The only thing you got to do, David, is when we play Chelsea or Liverpool or Man United, etc., don't sit back. Don't sit back and put a fight, because they still crucify us even when we do that. So go for it. Go for it. I'm not saying be completely open, but give them a game, and see what happens. Ironclad, we'll email you the link for the t-shirt as it's too long to fit in the chat. Thank you for that, mate. Much appreciated. Oh, Dubby, join late. Have you touched on the Sparta Moscow player? Yeah, just for you, just in case. There you go. Apparently, we're in for him. 14 million is the rumor, give or take. Who knows? Anything from 14 to 30 million, let's say. So yes, mate, we have 23 years of age, defensive midfielder. He'd be a great signing. I think he'll fit in well, wouldn't he? James Bond, I've seen Anton being given a bowl of food. No wonder the cat's pissed off. Let's scroll down to the Michael Elliott. Hello, mate. I've done a stealth. I'm late. Just tuned in. Where's the bowling background gone? It fell yesterday, so I'm not putting it up again for it to fall again. Has the cat knocked it over? I've got a solution but it'll all be in place. You'll see. I've ordered something, so it'll all be proper next time. Hello, Barry in the Philippines. It's not fake news, just plain lies. What is, mate? What is? Nikos, sorry if you've covered this already, but what's happening with our goalkeepers? Well, you could see that Fabianski's probably had a knock all season, in and out of the team. I think we will buy another keeper. I think that'll be one of the priorities end of season, and that means you could see Randolph maybe leaving. I think Trott will probably go out on loan. How old's Trott now? He's 22, I think, 21, 22 years of age. So I think Trott will probably go out on loan. And I think he'll have a season out, and I think he'll come back and he'll be our second choice keeper. That's what I think, but I could be very, very wrong. Marcus, again, it's just talk, but apparently West Brom has slapped 25 mil. 25 mil for Pereira ain't bad. That's not bad if that's true. Irish Tommy, Masuaku is very good box to box, but no improv. See, I'm glad someone else agrees with me. Reese, but everyone in Anton's house refers to him as a 12-foot giant that screams, get rid of it, who lives under. He is, I tell you what, Reese, he is a tall man. He's massive. GP, I need to go. Just like to say to someone who's always lived near Upton Park, I admire Anton so much for the trouble of supporting us from Scotland. I do as well. Like he said, he leaves his house at 4 or 5 in the morning in order to get here for a game and stuff like that. Absolutely, mate. And have a good evening, GP. Fresh fielder, Sean to Nikos. Martin almost certain. Martin has left already. He's announced he's gone because his contract ended as well. Trot likely to go out on loan. Two aging keepers remaining for the time being. We'll get a keeper in. I'm pretty sure of it, I reckon. Gary Arthur, he's good at bringing the ball up the field. He might get the good crossing now and again. That's the thing. Soufal, 7 assists. Creswell, 7 assists. How many assists does, and I know he's been out half the season, but look at his stats, Masuaku, and tell me how many assists he's had over the seasons he's been with us. Steve Jones can't be held to ransom with these players. Absolutely agree. As much as we want Lingard, 18 mil top whack with only a year left on his contract. If he goes back to Man U, maybe a bit part player and a waste. Absolutely agree with you on there. I reckon 15 mil plus add-ons will probably get him. Mark Ratchford, Masuaku, the new Antonio. Strange things have happened. He's had enough time. You know what? I wouldn't. I'm not saying this, Masuaku hater or anything like that. But if someone comes in and offers 5 or 6 mil for Masuaku, I reckon Moyes will take it. I really do. Victor, Moyes will get a 2-year contract with an option of a third. Yeah, heard that, and I hope that happens. Liam, if you could change one thing about Moyes, as I said a moment ago, when he goes against these bigger teams, don't sit back. Don't try and defend a 0-0. Don't do that. I want us to compete against them. We've got good enough players to hurt Chelsea, to hurt Man United, etc. And I think we've been unlucky against them. And against Liverpool, we sat back. We allowed them to dictate the play. So for me, if there's anything I want to change about him, it's that. It's not to respect these teams as much as he has done. Barry, how can Lingard trust Man United after his past treatment? Really good shout. Bernie Bradnam, hello mate. We'll surprise a few teams in Europe, I believe, and may well surprise our own fans. Totally agree. And I'll tell you what, the Europa League got some big teams in there. It's going to be a proper competition. Dave, today Moyes was on TalkSport and let slip that he'd been offered a 3-year deal, which he's accepted. There you go. So already done. Neil T, evening to you, Neil. I hope you're making Sabina her tea for her, mate. Sean, Europa League group winners go straight into the last 16. The 8 group runners-up play dropping out of the Champions League in an interim knockout competition, and all 8 third places go in the conference. So yeah, there's talk about, if we don't do that well, we finish third, we've still got a chance of going in the Farmers League and playing Spurs in the Europa Conference League. Gary, we need to go for an FA Cup as well. Oh, it has been long, hasn't it? We do need that. Would be nice. Domestic Cup competition. Ray Deeble, UEFA need to separate the weeks and Spurs. The Hammers and Spurs fly out. UEFA need to separate the weeks. I think I didn't quite get that. Sorry, mate. Try put that up again. Bobby Makowski, hello, mate. Excited for Antonio to body Ronaldo next season. We were saying that. Can you imagine? Europa League ain't going to know what's hitting when Antonio turns up. There's a bull just standing there going, "Come on, then." Ironclad. Kane goes to PSG and then Poch goes back to Spuds. Ooh, imagine that. Chris Jones, do you think we'll keep Lingard? I actually do. I actually do think we'll keep Lingard. I reckon we will keep him. Good evening, Beanie. I'm later than Stel. Thank you for joining us, mate. Toby, it's not my effing money. It's manure. Want 28? They don't want 28. Stop it, Toby. How many times have I told you not to read all that rubbish? They don't want 28 million. They might say they want it, but it's their negotiating bartering, isn't it? They want, we want 28 million. No, you're not. You're going to get 15. All right, we'll settle on 16. That's how it will go. Mark Ratchford, rumour that Lingard won't sign until after the Euros. I didn't hear that. That would be a shame. Gary, I hope we sort it out before, because Moyes has said he wants to do the deals early so we can have a proper pre-season together. Gary, can't we sell Karen Brady for 40 million? Just sack her. Sean, can't we lock her under Anton's stairs instead? Neil, we couldn't swap her for a curly whirly. I'm going to scroll down. Darren Boff. New name. Hugh Jassel. The last Noble game will be so sad. Yeah, it will be. And imagine him coming on in the final of the Europa League final, coming on for the last 5 minutes and lifting the trophy with Deckers. Hey, that would be great, wouldn't it? Darren Boff. Stella, I can't believe you tried to give your seat up for Sean to stop him getting wet. You listened to the podcast last night. I felt sorry for him because I booked a table for 6 and he said I'm coming and Nigel knew he was going to be late, and then by the time Sean turned up, it was a full house. Theo Athianitis, I don't think he's on tonight. He was on, and there was another table with some of you guys on there with Happy Hammerette and Reese and Toby, etc. And Sean turned up. It was a full house. Nothing I could do, but I felt sorry for him. I felt sorry for him. Jonathan Boyce, what did you order, Sterl? Alarm clock to make sure. Oh dear. Irish Tommy. Benny McCarthy called Karen Brady the devil with tits. Matt, Barry in the Philippines. Hope Moyes loses his fear of attacking big name clubs next season. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Exactly what I'm trying to say. Mark, already looking forward to the games next season. I mean, we didn't look forward to them this season when we saw the first 8, did we? And we thought, oh, God, relegation, here we come. Dylan Berth, hello, mate. Just wanted to say, keep up the great work. Love the club and love the channel. Thank you very much, Dylan. Much appreciated. And thank you for your comment. Stel, any news on Michelle Hansen Fan Award? Don't know. Gonna have to ask Luke about that. Spencer Mason, hello, mate. Moyes reckons football is skint. A very interesting interview on Scott. Yeah. Do not expect, really, I mean, I've said this a few times, but do not expect David Moyes to go out spending 40, 50 million pounds on a player. He won't. Now, he may have up to 80 million pounds available, but I don't think he's even going to spend that. And I think what will happen is the board will get blamed for not giving Moyes the money, but it'll be Moyes that will go, I've got the money, I don't want to spend it. He did it in the transfer window in the winter. We sold Allaire, and he didn't want to spend the money. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the transfer window. You are going to get clubs. You are going to get the Man Uniteds and the Liverpools and the Aston Villas who's got all the money. They're going to go and buy players for silly money. But a lot of teams like West Ham probably won't do it. Rob J. Antonio ain't been in goal yet. Well, you never know. You never know. Let's scroll down a bit. Gary, still, who do you hate the most, Arthur or Anton? Anton. I don't hate Arthur, people. I don't. He just frustrates me. He just frustrates me. That's the thing. Jordan Lane. Evening, fellas. Have I missed anything? Well, let's go through it for you, Jordan. We talked about the new signing, Thierry Nevers. We talked about a signing that we might get, Alex Kral. We talked about Moyes' season stats. What's that doing there? We talked about this man getting an extended, a better contract. We talked about David Moyes being manager of the month, and we talked about Declan going to Euros, and we talked about the Celtic preseason friendly. See, a 1 hour show I could have done in 5 minutes. So that was just for you there, Jordan. Victor, do you think Moyes will keep all of? Oh, absolutely. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? They've been a revelation. They've been amazing. There's no reason that he should let any of them go, or there's no reason any of them will want to go. Stuart, agree about sitting back. We played well against Man United, even took the lead at Anfield and let it slip. Absolutely. Neil, Beanie is cooking my dinner. Oh, is Beanie your other half? She's changed her name. Is cooking my dinner. She better hurry up. I'm hungry. I think you're the one that's going to go under the stairs tonight, mate, having said something like that. Irish Tommy, Jordan, no, mate, we've all been sitting here inside. Hugh Jassel, Masuaku has played 12 games this season with 2 assists, but overall, someone's done the work. He's played 92 matches, 8 assists. That's not a lot. Sorry, 8 assists in 92 matches. Soufal has won off that in 1 season. Now you can understand why he frustrates me. Ironclad, with the loss of income in football, I think we'll see a lot of swap players plus cash deals. I think you're right. I think that there will be an awful lot like that coming in. Good evening, Clive. Got your email, mate, and thank you for that. And I will respond to you. Edward, who's our first summer signing? Well, we got it. Hang on a minute. Let's do it again. Our first summer signing is Thierry Nevers. for the under-23s. It's cheating, I know, but he is our first summer signing. Sean, anyone see the story of the Argentinian FA forcing River Plate to play a match with 20 players, including all 4 goalies out with COVID? One of their midfielders had to play in goal, and they won 2-1. No, I didn't hear about that. Oh, that's jumped. What have we got here? Let's just go back a little bit and see what we've missed. Oh, good question. Dylan, would you rather we buy old players or young up and coming players? There's no question about it. Let's look at this logically, and let's look at West Ham in the past. We've always been accused of being a club that's the graveyard for players finishing their their careers, and we did it over and over and over again. Didn't learn our lessons, and players coming in who had seen better days. The answer is simple, isn't it? Really, I'd much rather, and I know Moyes has said it as well, that we buy up and coming players without a shadow of a doubt. Think of the Red Bull process. Red Bull clubs, they buy young players, they nurture them, they do well, and then those players go off and they're sold for 30, 40 million pounds. Look at the Leicester the way Leicester do their business as well. They do exactly the same. See, Leicester fans don't get worried when they sell a big player, Riyad Mahrez and players like that, because what they've got is they've got a player that's ready made to come step right in, and he will be the next thing that will then be sold again. Maddison, someone's going to come in for Maddison for 50 million or something like that. I'm no doubt about it. And that's the platform that we should be on. And we shouldn't, and so we shouldn't have to worry about, worrying about Declan Rice going and stuff like that, because we should already have a player that's ready made to just step in and take his place. I'm not saying that we should sell Declan Rice, don't get me wrong, but that's what we should be doing. I've had enough of all these old players coming in, at the age of 30, 31, 32, the Arnautovic's of this world, and just, taking the money and running and not really giving much back. We should be investing. That's the way to go. It's got to be the right thing to do. So I'm not for, I know sometimes there's one or two older players that might do a certain job. Look at Craig Dawson, but Dawson, I thought he was older. Dawson's only 30. He's come in and done a job, but maybe the older players in defence, maybe, the more mature players playing in defence. But when you've got you need Premier League is fast. You need fast players. You need fast midfielders. You need fast forwards, etc. So it's got to be right to get the youngsters in, isn't it? Got to be. Sean, we've done that one. My apologies. Let's scroll down. What have we got? I'm scrolling right down, so I do apologize if I've missed a few comments. I do try and include everyone, but can't do it all the time, and I do apologize. NWO, we do need a couple of Euro experience players. Yeah, good point. And Kral would be one of them. Gary, bring back Teddy. To help players know where the goal is. That's not a bad shout. Thanks for the £2. I hope I didn't say that, you bastard. If you got me, I'll be pissed off. Jordan, brilliant lad. Might have to go back after the video. Thank you for joining, Jordan. Much appreciated. Max Genger, just to say, great job this season. I was a Chelsea fan who was pissed about the Super League. Great job, mate. I think we all were, but it's gone very quiet, hasn't it? I mean, tell us what you think. Should Chelsea have been penalised in some way by the Premier League and a bigger sort of like a bigger fine from UEFA? But thank you for joining, mate. Much appreciated. Let's scroll down. Edward wants Nigel Rio-Coker. He got a lot of stick, didn't he, when he was at our club? Clive. Moyes could create an entire team with players that are worth about £3 and still beat the Spuds. Bebo, do we need Ben Rama? Yes, we do need Ben Rama. There's nothing wrong with Ben Rama. Ben Rama, Moyes has said it. There's a player there. He's going to nurture him. Watch Ben Rama fly in the Europa League next season in the Premier League. Dave Luxton, according to the transfer market, Masuaku is a value of $6.25 million. Sell. Why isn't Dawson in the England squad? Because he's got a mistake or two in him, mate. Don't answer that. Krez has got to be in close call. Creswell would have probably been a close call. Barry, Cantwell is a good left back with loads of experience. Yeah, good shout. Good shout. Let's scroll down. Let's scroll down. And Bobby Makowski, would you take Tyson Fury for 10 million plus? No. What else we got? NWO, all 6 teams deducted points, turncoats. They didn't get anything. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Baker Jude, do you think Lingard is more affected down the middle rather than on the wing? I think he cut. I don't know. I think he probably more on the wing from the left side, I reckon. Andrew, what did I do to make United? Was that when the screen fell down? Probably. Bring back Robbie Snodgrass. Yeah, well. Anil, hello, mate. Have you seen Mike Hunt play? No. Is that another wind-up? Trini, how the season's turned out. We've gotten 4 more points. Would have been champion. I know. The what ifs. I know, but there you go. Never mind. Right, I'm down to the bottom. I'm ignoring you because I know you're winding me up. That's why I'm ignoring you. Sammy, why did you mention Aston Villa with teams like Liverpool? Because they've got money. They've got owners who've got money. Bobby Makowski, rumour is we're signing Jamie Johnston. Do you think we should? You're talking about Johnston, the goalie. It's a good shout. Wasn't sure about him, but anyway. Max, are you guys going to go after Lingard? We are indeed. Trev Tube, he's cold past the reveal, Toby. You couldn't write it even with your donated hint. No way. Not going to do it. I read it. Oh, you bastards. And Neil, I knew it. I knew I got called out again. I knew it. Yeah, absolute. I'm going to ban you all. That's it. I'm done. Still, don't slag off the Big Six because we are a big. No, the so-called Big Six. We're the new Big Six. We're part of the new Big Six. Us and Leicester are part of the new Big Six. Anyway, don't blame Tommy. Yeah, I got it. You know, I got it. Don't worry. Right, that's my lot. I'm over and out. These are bloody meant to be short shows, people. Did I? Oh, you bastards. Right. Thank you all for watching. I always enjoy the banter. It's not a West Ham weekly. This is meant to be a West Ham daily, and it's gone on for an hour. I hope you all have a very good evening. Much appreciated. Thank you for all the banter. Thank you for getting involved. 2 up, 2 down. Would you sacrifice 100 million debt for quality players? Yes, I guess, but I'm not the owner, am I? So, but anyway, thank you all for joining. Much appreciated. Thank you all for joining. There'll be another West Ham Daily tomorrow. I don't know what time. It depends on who does it. Anton might want to do one, or I might do one. I don't know. But thank you all for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. And have a good night.